Hello, everyone. Welcome to Trades Talk Tuesdays. I am your host, Pop Culture Mechanic, but you can call me Pop for short. Today, no special guests today. Hopefully next week. Today, it's just going to be me and you, and we'll be looking through some of the articles that I've seen and talking about the how to get into an apprenticeship, and maybe even look at some of the best trade schools that they have out there. And then finish it off with a little bit of looking around at some old photos of the jobs I've been on. So, without further ado, as we so often do, it's time to start out with Plant Magazine. And one of the articles that caught my eye was this one. Ottawa and Edmonton cement manufacturer signed preliminary deal on carbon capture. The federal government has signed a deal to work with an Edmonton cement manufacturer to keep carbon dioxide generated at the plant from entering the atmosphere. Let's all remember that plants need carbon dioxide. They take it in and they make oxygen, so I don't know what they're trying to achieve here. Innovation, Science and Industry Minister François-Philippe Champagne signed a memorandum of understanding Wednesday with Heidelberg Materials to help with the construction of a carbon capture and storage facility. Hey, Godzillionaire, welcome. Carbon capture equals money laundering. Yeah, I agree. It's one of the worst things they can think that they're doing. Well, They know what they're doing. They're trying to pull the wool over our eyes is what they're doing. Champagne said negotiations on a federal role in the $1.4 billion project expected to be operational by 2026 are well advanced. The Government of Canada will be a significant partner, he promised. He said the size of the federal contribution is still being worked out under details of the carbon capture tax credit announced in the recent federal budget. The budget contained a number of tax credits to work out with the company, Champagne said. We need to see exactly what the amount that would be attributable to the tax credit so we can finalize our contribution. The company said the facility would make the plant carbon neutral and it would be the first of its kind in North America. The project would store the equivalent of carbon produced by 300,000 passenger cars a year, the company said. The carbon dioxide would be piped underground and stored at a facility near Wabamun, Alberta, just west of Edmonton. It is projected to employ more than 2,000 people in the province over the project's 3-year construction period. Cement manufacturing is a significant source of greenhouse gases, responsible for about 7% of the global carbon dioxide emissions. That's it? 7%? And what is China doing about their construction and manufacturing? Are they doing carbon capture? They have 1 billion people over there. What about India? Is India doing carbon capture? They have 1 billion people. Let's see. How many people does Canada have? 36 million? I see. Carbon neutral, I'll take made-up commie BS for 200, Alex. I agree with that, Godzillionaire. And that's the end of that story. And I know this is just a fluff piece, but I know people that work in the cement industry, and I can ask them about this and see whether any of it's really helping, or if it's really true of what it will do, or if it's just smoke and mirrors, which it probably is. So that was one of the articles I found that I thought was pretty interesting. All right. Let's skip this and go right to what I found at Thorold Today. This is, I think this is some newspaper back east. I don't know where Thorold is. But the title caught my eye, really. Column, the need for skilled tradespeople is dire. Recent federal and provincial announcements suggest both levels of government are finally starting to get it right when it comes to skilled trades and apprenticeships. And this was put out on April the 6th. Some of the recent federal and provincial announcements led me to believe that both these levels of government are finally starting to get it right when it comes to skilled trades and apprenticeships. The focus needs to shift from inspiring young people to desire to work in the trades to providing the means for employers to create the job openings that they can be hired for, and it looks like it may well be moving in that direction. In my experience as an instructor with the Tools in the Trades boot camps run out of Niagara Falls, there is no shortage of people of all ages desiring a career in the apprenticeship trades. So it was heartening to see Minister of Labour Seamus O'Regan at Niagara College Tuesday. His visit to the Welland campus was on the heels of an announcement of new support for Canadian business and workers in the federal budget last week. College officials escorted the former broadcaster through a tour of the campus where he had a chance to meet students preparing for a future in trades and apprenticeships. Rachel Vonk is a student in the 2-year Carpentry and Renovation Technician program at Niagara College. The 28-year-old, originally from Bradford, Ontario, moved to Niagara to enroll in the program. I've learned everything from framing, walls, floors, foundation concrete, roofing, and millwork, she told the local Tuesday Morning. Also, soft skills like project management and AutoCAD. Vonk espoused the importance of the college's cooperative education program as she spoke to O'Regan Tuesday. She spent a semester working with Timber Frame Solutions based in Niagara-on-the-Lake. It was great working with owner Mark Williams, said Vonk, who is hoping to secure a position working at the college or go back to work for Williams when she graduates this spring. We did pergolas, front porches, back porches, and we did exterior structures and then tongue and groove sheathing on top of for roofing. O'Regan met students in the electrical apprentice program as well as automotive students, including Jonathan Rolfe, a NOTL resident. Niagara-on-the-Lake resident. Okay. Rolfe and a team of students were stripping back a chassis from a gas engine-powered car in preparation for it to be retrofitted for conversion to electrical power. We're removing all the brake lines and other tubes, said Rolfe, who enrolled in the program with aspirations to become a vehicle technician in the Royal Canadian Army. Now I think I want to own my own garage, he told the local. I'm looking forward to continuing to get training even after my college program. I'm learning a lot. I'm so much more focused when I'm doing hands-on work. I look forward to coming in and working on cars every day. Lots of attention has been placed as of late on the need for skilled employees in the province. With major growth in population expected in the next 2 decades in the Niagara region and in the Niagara-on-the-Lake specifically, skilled workers in the construction trades will be key. I know electric power doesn't need brake lines. I thought it too. It's like, we're removing the brake lines. Okay. You don't have to make a car electric. In fact, don't touch that at all. What's it say here? Currently, the average age of a journeyman or skilled tradesperson in Canada is the mid to late 50s, and the average age of a current apprentice is between 26 and 28. O'Regan's visit was an attempt to draw attention to a part of the budget that a press release from the office says will help ensure fair pay and apprenticeships for workers who build the clean economy. Okay, you got to remember, apprentices get paid a percentage of what a journeyman earns. That's all that means. They got to understand that. Your pay will go up every year you finish a semester of school, but you have to start off at like 60% of what a journeyman makes. The budget announces additional details on the labor requirements for the clean technology and clean hydrogen investment tax credits, says the press release. To be eligible for the highest tax credit rates, businesses must pay workers the prevailing wage. At least 10% of the tradesperson hours worked must be performed by registered apprentices in the Red Seal trades. These labor requirements must be met to receive the full clean electricity tax credit. At least 10% of the tradesperson hours work must be performed by registered apprentices in the red seal trades. Yeah, they're going to get more than that. They're going to get more than 10%. This new generation doesn't understand the less you know, the less skills you have, the less you get paid. I couldn't have said it better myself, Godzillionaire. That's exactly it. Like, you know, get as much skilled training as you can get. Any kind of training, anything. Forklift, you know, a new piece of equipment comes on site. Learn that a piece of equipment. Ask for the training. Make yourself so valuable that, you know, when layoffs come, they won't lay you off because you'll know. You'll be trained up so well. The changes in the press release are to take effect on October 1st, 2023. Already in effect as of April 1st, Canada student loans and Canada apprentice loans, including those currently being repaid, are now permanently interest-free, and new enhancements proposed in the federal budget will allow students to access up to $14,400 in federal support for the upcoming school year, an increase of $1,260. As well, Employment and Social Development Canada offers financial support to small and medium-sized employers to hire first-year apprentices. The SDC offers a $5,000 grant to businesses for each eligible new first-year apprentice hired. That amount is doubled if the new apprentice is hired from an equity-deserving group. The provincial government has also addressed the skilled labor shortage in recent announcements. Last week, Doug Ford's government promised to invest an additional $25 million over 3 years in its flagship immigration program. They expect the infusion of cash to double the number of skilled immigrants the province can welcome to tackle the labor shortage. In addition, Provincial Minister of Education Stephen Lecce announced early in March the future high school students will have to earn a mandatory technology credit in order to graduate. That announcement followed 2 days after another that revealed a plan to allow students to transition into more skilled trades apprenticeships starting in grade 11 while also earning a high school diploma. The boot camps I've attended as an instructor feature a day of activities introducing aspiring tradespeople to tasks in the electrical, HVAC, automotive, plumbing, or millwright fields. In addition, they have an opportunity to network with local employers and to learn important job search skills. One first year was spent bringing the program to high school students across Ontario. In year 2, however, funding from the provincial government hinged upon the program being delivered to an older target audience. Since that change, the age range of participants looking for an entry into these skilled trades has ranged from 17 to 60 years old. And that is what I tell people when they say, oh, I'm too old. No, you're not too old. You can always get a trade. You can always go back and do your training. There is no reason for you to limit. Don't limit yourself. As soon as you say you can't, you're right. You can't. You've just told yourself you can't. Instead, you should say, you know what? I can do that. I can go and earn that trade. It's just a matter of putting the effort into it. Hello, Michael. Brake lines are irrelevant. It could be. Could be, you know, if you don't have hills or anything where you live. Makes it a little more exciting that way, I think. You do the old Flintstone, stick your feet on the ground. Well, we'll just wrap it up here. While the pandemic certainly threw things askew during this time, it amazed me how the issue of supply and demand has started to turn itself on its side. When we began the boot camps, there was a huge shortage of people who wanted to work in the skilled trades. It now seems that more want to pursue these opportunities, but the employers need the right incentives to take them on. And fortunately, it is beginning to look like that is indeed occurring. Fortunate because only then will the supply meet the demand, and only then will Niagara and Niagara-on-the-Lake's expected growth become a reality. Well, I don't think you need to incentivize the employers too much anyway. The older generation is retiring, and when they just leave, who are you going to have to fill? Don't be so short-sighted as an employer. Get out there, oh yeah, you want the government to pay you money. You're a business. You earn your money, and you plan. You get out there, you plan, you hire apprentices. You shouldn't have to be persuaded by the government to do that. Your workforce is retiring. You need to take the bull by the horns and do it. Don't rely on the government to do it for you. And speaking of which, do you want to become an apprentice? Do you want to go and do an apprenticeship? Here's how you do it. At least in Canada, this is how you do it. You can begin your apprenticeship by taking the following 4 steps. Choose your program. So there will be a list. There's a list. And you pick your program. There's lots to choose from. There's I think there's over 100 to choose from. You got to meet the eligibility and entrance requirements. And what are those, you might ask? To be eligible to register as an apprentice, you must be a Canadian citizen. Obviously, if you're an American, you have to be an American citizen. Be a permanent resident, be a convention refugee, be a refugee claimant, be an individual in possession of a postgraduate work permit, and be a resident of said country and be primarily working in that country in the scope of the apprenticeship education program. Then you have to meet the entrance requirements. To begin your apprenticeship, you must meet the minimum equivalent high school requirements for your apprenticeship, hold an existing trade certificate, or pass an entrance exam for your apprenticeship program. The second thing you need to do is find a sponsor and employer. You can register as an apprentice and attend classroom instruction without having a sponsor or employer. However, to earn on-the-job hours toward your apprenticeship, you must have a sponsor and an employer, which may be the same company. You are encouraged to find a sponsor as soon as possible so you can learn from a qualified mentor and practice your skills. Most apprentices come to the classroom instruction with an on-the-job experience, so without this, you may find the classes challenging. To find a sponsor or employer, conduct a standard job search using newspapers and online job posting sites. Tell everyone you're looking for an apprenticeship position, and if an employer says they're not hiring, ask if they know of another company that is. Step 4. Register as an apprentice. Your last step is to register online so that you can begin earning hours and working towards completing your program. So there's an online apprenticeship application, and you fill that out. And to register, you'll need your student number, this is in Alberta, so it's a basic Alberta account, the email address of your sponsor, and a $35 non-refundable application fee. So, seems pretty easy to me. Maybe it's just how they make it in this part of the country, but you follow these 4 steps and you are on your way. Now, I was out looking and I saw this. I was wondering, okay, well, what does our biggest neighbor have as far as trade schools go? So I looked up best trade schools in the U.S. and came up with the top trade schools in the United States. Number 1, Highlands College of Montana Tech in Butte. I would never have thought that Montana was number 1, but there you go. Number 2, Columbia Southern University in Orange Beach, Alabama. $35 fee? Forget it. yeah, Godzillionaire's out. That's where he draws the line. I gotta pay a fee? Get lost. Next one, number 3, Stevens College in Columbia, Missouri. Any of you guys ever heard of any of these? I mean, I have not. But have you guys heard of any of them? And do you feel that they're in the right spot they deserve to be? The University of Providence in Great Falls, Montana. That's 2 in Montana now. Ottawa University Online. Ottawa, Kansas. Okay. Waldorf University in Forest City, Iowa. Any wizards looking for apprenticeships? Yes, Harry, we need you. You thought you knew Butte until you mentioned Colorado? Yeah. Butte, Montana, yeah. For next one, number 7 is Madison, South Dakota, at Dakota State University. Elizabethtown College in Elizabethtown, Pennsylvania. Miami University, Hamilton, in Hamilton, Ohio. And hello, Whoopa Troopa, Comrade Leader has arrived. I know my stream's a little late tonight, but I was talking with my next guest who will be on the 25th. So be here on the 25th. We'll be talking instrumentation technician. Hope you're excited for that. Number 1 school of hard knocks. Yes. A few of us go through that. What else we got here? University of St. Francis in Joliet, Illinois. Northwestern University in Evanston, Illinois. There's another one in Illinois. University of Pennsylvania in Philadelphia. Where's the Whoopstokian Institute of Technology? It's in Whoopstotska, of course. Ottawa University, Kansas City, Overland Park, Kansas. Trine University Regional Non-Traditional Campuses in Fort Wayne, Indiana. The New Jersey Institute of Technology. I don't know, you enroll there and they're like, hey, yo, come on, be a tradesman, get over here. Clemson University in Clemson, South Carolina. Ottawa University Phoenix in Phoenix, Arizona. Purdue University, main campus in West Lafayette, Indiana. Wagner College in Staten Island, New York. The University of Wisconsin Stout in Menominee. Is that how you guys say that? I don't know. Anybody from Wisconsin? Probably not. Excelsior College in Albany, New York. University of Wisconsin Milwaukee Flex in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Edinboro University of Pennsylvania in Edinboro. Oh, there you go. Washington State University in Pullman, Washington. I'm sure Blaine will know about that one. Texas A&M University, College Station in College Station, Texas. There's the rest of the top 50 best trade schools in the United States, and I don't think we have to go through all 50 of them. I mean, but are any of these close to you guys is what I want to know. I want to know if these guys deserve to be on this list. Like, does Highlands deserve to be number 1? Ranked number 1, best undergraduate certificate trade schools. Number 1, best electronics maintenance and repair undergraduate certificate. Number 1, best value electronic maintenance and repair undergraduate. Best mechanic and repair technologies undergraduate. Best vehicle maintenance. Wow, these guys. Oh yeah, two number 1s, number 4s, number 5 most popular, number 23 best value vehicle maintenance and repair associate degree. Awards from around the web. Number 1, highest paid mechanic and repair technologies graduates. Highest paid vehicle maintenance. Highest paid automotive mechanics. Wow. Can I afford Highlands College of Montana Tech? $2,624 in-state tuition. 57% takeout loans and 7.6 default rate. Huh. On-campus room and board. On-campus other expenses. Okay. Yeah, it can get pretty pricey. But if you're able just to do the tuition and the fees and books and supplies, if you don't live on campus, it should be quite reasonable. Highlands College, Montana Tech undergraduate student diversity. Full-time undergraduates, 39% women, 9% racial ethnic minorities. Yeah. $18K for tuition nowadays is a steal. Okay, that's good to know, Whoopa. Because when I went to trade school in the early 90s, it was $110 a month. Yeah, 293 full-time undergraduates. So that's small, eh? Okay. I have no idea. Huh. Okay, well, smaller schools can be okay. Smaller classes, get better one-on-one instruction. Maybe that's why they're so good. Also, I'm not sure about the population of Butte, Montana. Anyway, it doesn't strike me as being like a sprawling metropolis. To be fair, when I went to school, the dinosaurs had only just went extinct. Oh, that hurts. That's uncalled for. Are you saying I'm old? Old? I'm not old. I'm in the prime of my life. You yell whooper-snapper. But no, that was a good one. That was a good one. So there you go. Doesn't seem like it's very expensive to go to the one at Butte anyway. I would think one of the ones in the other states would be a lot more expensive. I didn't see any in California, though. Does California not have trade schools? New York would probably be expensive, too. Oh, there's one. Stockton, California. There you go. They're just number 29 is all. La Jolla, California. Lemoore. California. Yeah, I know. Godzillionaire. Oh, Merced College. Stockton, you've heard, is pretty chill. Okay. Yeah. I would think they would be more expensive, though. Just saying. Yeah, California might be more expensive. Same with New York. Wagner College. Should have an idea of what we got here. Yeah, here you go. Tuition. $48,000 for tuition. $1,600 fees, $900 books and supplies, $14,000 on-campus room and board. 1,588 full-time graduates. It's crazy. But that's Wagner. $48,000 for tuition. Ugh. Why? Why are you that expensive? I just gotta look up Columbia here. Tuition, $5,640. Fees, books. Good enough. Doesn't look like you can stay on campus. Texas A&M? Sure. Ooh, 48K is right. Oh, woof. You like that, eh? All right, Texas A&M. Texas A&M. Oh, here it is. Oh, it's the number 25 on here. Texas A&M. Tuition in-state is $8,578. And then fees are $3,600, books and supplies $1,000, on-campus room board is $11,000, on-campus other expenses $6,000. So, that's fair. That's a fair tuition. 49,000 full-time undergraduates. Oh man, That's bigger than like one of the towns out here. 49,000 full-time undergraduates. That's crazy. That's as much as mine was per year, and that was after room and board. Oh, there you go, Whoopa. Yeah, no, Texas A&M. As long as they have the courses you want to take, and if it's close, I guess it's proximity, really. You know, if you can don't have to live on campus, if you can just be at home and drive there, take the bus, whatever it is you would have to do, and take your courses, and yeah, that'd be great. Have a look here at Washington State, because that's pretty close by. Washington State. 10,000 for tuition, 1,900 for fees, 960 for books and supplies, 11,000 for room and board, and other expenses are 3,500. And only 41% takeout loans, so that's good. Honestly, you don't want to, if you can help it, don't take a student loan. They call themselves Wazoo. Can I afford Wazoo? you have a degree out the wazoo. There you go. Can I afford Wazoo? Tickles me. Oh, and they even have the concentrations of what construction engineering technology, 75, athletic training, 24, industrial technology, 0. Really? What's up with that? Nobody's majoring in industrial technology. Usually the ones that don't take out loans are the ones with rich parents. Ah, I gotcha. But would the parents send them to trade school if they're rich? I guess it depends if that's what the kid wants to do. Whoopa, you took out a good amount of loans? That's all right. It's just having that over your head as you graduate. You have to pay it back and all that stuff. It says the average student debt here is $22,242 for all those trade schools. Oh, you also got good grades and got lots of grants and scholarships for private school. Yes, if you can, when you're going, and it might be the same for you guys, but there was like bursaries and scholarships, and you apply for everything, just because some people just won't even try to apply for it, and that improves your chances of getting, money to pay for your education, right? So you don't have to have that debt. Oh, some of those aren't trade only school. Okay, I gotcha. Average 22K debt, you wish. Okay, I thought these were, well, I guess I should realize that they've got other things to offer there just besides trades, which would explain why there's like 50,000 undergraduates at Texas A&M. But yeah, if you're close to any of these places, definitely look into it. All right, shall we move along to some pictures? Let's see here. I'll do this. And I'll do this. No, not that. Do this. There you go. All right. What you're looking at here is every air compressor has a receiver tank. It helps cut down on pulsations that go out into the plant, wherever you're running airlines to. So you need a storage, a store of the compressed air. You know, this right here is the bottom of one. This yellow one is the main one. And these guys are, I believe, backups. And as you can see, they're supposed to have this solenoid on here, which activates to help drain the water out of the tanks. Because when you compress air, you make it hot. When it cools down, it condenses, and the water comes out of it. And it stays in the bottom of these tanks. Well, you don't want that. You want water, or you want air that's nice and dry. And that's why a lot of the times after a receiver, it'll go through an air dryer to take out any moisture. But as you can see here, these things, these black solenoid valves, weren't working. And you don't know that because you assume they're working. They've got the lines hooked up. You look at the other end, things look good. But as you can see here, after taking one off and just cracking the ball valve, you got water coming out of there like crazy. And that's all you do. You just let it drain out till there's nothing left. Then you take this black thing here, this black solenoid valve, and you throw it in the garbage because it's no good. And you get yourself a different one that works better. As you do that, you don't just replace like for like if you can help it. If you know something is no good, you pick something better, you bring that in, and you hook that up instead. Because this will make your life much, much easier. When you're in the maintenance trades, you're going to run into people that are so cheap. They want to do everything on the cheap. So they will buy the absolute lowest quality stuff just to get by. It barely works. And if you're in the maintenance trade, you're going to be like, you know what? We got to spend some more money here because this is ridiculous having to do this all the time. And so you either have to wait until that person leaves or quits, or a new person comes along who's willing to listen, or if the company is willing to spend money because they don't want outages anymore or breakdowns, it's like, well, listen, maybe you should do this instead. And we'll do that, and we'll have lots of runtime with no unexpected breakdowns. And yeah, that's my thoughts, and that's what's going on here, what you're looking at. You always have to make sure your receivers don't have any air in them or any water in them. Keep the water. Always have an automatic solenoid valve that will always purge the water in the bottom of these tanks. Because water is your enemy in the air compressor game. What we're looking at here is a dryer. This is an air dryer with double filters. As you can see here, there's where the air comes in. There's a filter to catch any of the big particles and hopefully trap any water. It's got a drain on the bottom, as you can see. You can drain that out, catch the moisture. This dryer unit has, I believe it's a refrigerant one, where it takes the air and takes all the moisture out of it. And then at the end of it is another filter, just to catch anything before it goes into the system. And it has a drain as well on the bottom of it. So yeah, that's those things we were looking at are behind this cabinet. There's the big yellow receiving tank there. And that other picture was we were looking at the bottom of it. There's the bottom of it. And there's the top of it. There's another shot. I believe this was... I think this was as it was getting built. Because it doesn't look like there's a lot of stuff there. I managed to sneak in and get some pictures while they were building it. And I was just taking pictures of some of the piping. So this is an air compressor. It's quite a small one. And air compressors you deal in CFM, or cubic feet per minute. And you decide what you're going to need, how much cubic feet a minute any of your tools are going to take, or the machines you're using, what kind of air usage are they going to do, and you size your air compressor to that. So these were sort of pretty small. We had 2 of them, and I believe they were undersized for what they needed. They should have gotten the next size up, because as soon as you tried to do a check on one of them, the other one would struggle. So always, try to get in there and talk to the engineer about, hey, maybe we should go up to the next size so that these things don't have to work as hard. And you always, if you want to have redundant ones, always pick one size up, and you can always shut one down to work on the other one. Don't make them so that they're just going to make it when they're both running. But you got guys that don't want to listen. You've got guys that are just not interested in your opinion. What do you know anyway? And are we having a hard time on the stream here? OBS, it doesn't look like it's very happy. It's got a big red mark on it. Let me have a look here. Can I do this? Can I check how my stream is? No? Am I having a hard time now? Is it going good now? Engineers are terrible. Well, some of them are, that's for sure. You want to work with some good ones, but then there's some that just they don't want to listen. They're in their desk and on their computer, and they're like, "Yeah, I know what I'm talking about. I'm got everything under control." So yeah, let's just have a look here. I'm gonna scroll through some pictures. See what we got here. Oh yeah, this is an air scrubbing system, and it would use sulfuric acid, and that's how it would scrub the foul air that was pulled out of the digesters. As you can see, full face mask, face shield, and chemical coveralls required to work in the area. So they weren't fooling around. We had sulfuric acid with a pH of like in the decimals. You know, your pH scale goes from 1 to 13. 1 is acidic, 13 is base. Ours was like 0.1 or 0.3. It's like stuff would just burn right through you. And that's why you use stuff, I believe in these orange cases, it's called diphoterine. And that helps keep the acid from burning your skin. I think it encapsulates it so that it can't, so it stops burning your skin and eating away at it. You still have to wash in the emergency shower, but that thing is supposed to help out a lot. I've never had to use it, and I'm glad I don't want to ever get burned by acid. Here's a fun one for you. This is what happens when your fan falls apart on your radiator for cooling your hydraulics. Well, you take a big one, a spare portable one, and you put it up there and stick it in front of it and tie it down with some rope so that it keeps the hydraulics cool and the machine keeps running and not shutting down on high temperature. which is what we had to do because that's how it goes out there. Especially if you can't find a spare fan. So I believe that's what happened is a piece of wood got in there and just destroyed that fan. And we didn't have a spare. So we had to use our portable instead. And that's how we got it up there. We craned it up there and secured it in place. And I think it worked. I think it became almost like a semi-permanent thing when they couldn't find a replacement fan blade or didn't want to buy one. Okay, so what we're looking at here is the hinge from a gate on a catwalk. So I'm up there. I'm doing my checks as I'm supposed to. And I'm getting ready to climb down, and you close the gate and you hang on to that while you're climbing down the ladder to the catwalk. As you can see, there's the lower section of the catwalk there. And this friggin' weld breaks as I'm pulling on the gate. It's just taking my weight. It's not my full weight. I'm just like using it like a ladder, as you're supposed to. You close the gate, you hang on to it, you climb down the ladder. Well, the thing breaks right on the weld. You know, what a piece of garbage. It's like, I can't believe they let that get away. So that was an incident I had to put a notice in on and get them to catalog that. And then get the welder over there, and he welded it up better than it came from factory. Like, this is ridiculous. Pop smash. Pop smash. Well, I mean, geez, you get something like this that happens. You know, they need better quality control then if they're going to do that. I guess that shows a pretty good shot of it. But that's how people get injured out there. Stuff like that. You're not even doing anything wrong. You're doing exactly what you're supposed to climb down onto the catwalk. And yeah, this thing just snaps. Good thing it was just the top and not the bottom as well, just the top one. This was a barrier we built. We had some spare steel around, and they needed something to protect these electrical boxes and gas detectors from the stuff that was falling out the bottom of the trommel here. So up here, all the excess large material would fall down, and they didn't want it smashing into this stuff. So they're like, yeah, we need a wall, okay? And we're like, all right. So we grabbed some pieces, some square tubing, large square tubing, and a plate of sheet steel. Got the welder to weld it all up, and drilled the holes in the base plates and put in some anchor bolts and anchored it to the floor. And it looks like it held up all right. Just to stop the material and the guy driving the loader from wasting those things. Because, you know, guys that drive heavy equipment sometimes aren't the most careful, and they'll smoke things and take things out without even realizing it. Oh yes, putting up the supports for cable tray. We had to put more cable tray up, so it's like, okay, well, we need some supports. We'll go off the columns, and we'll put up an I-beam, and then connect the I-beams together, weld them together, and we'll put them up. There's one on the ground, and we use our crane to lift it into place. There's the end of one. We're going to put another one in, and it's going to go in there. and get nestled in. We'll hold it up with some clamps, and the welder will go in and weld it. So you've got your crane that you use, and you've got your aerial platform. So the crane operator, that was me, operates it and holds them up in place. Welder gets into the aerial platform, goes over and starts his welding. And that was quite the operation to get that all taken care of. But yeah, fun stuff when you're doing new construction, especially when you have to fit stuff in. Because these were long pieces and you don't want to make multiple cuts. You want to have a long continuous piece. Less parts to weld. So you have to slide them in between. So getting it in there, and then there's an existing cable tray we had to worry about. So we had to worry about getting around that. You got to go around that cable tray. You got to, lift it up. Stick it through one end of the column there, and then stick it through the other end. Suck it up tight, clamp it down, put in another cross brace to support it. I must say it was quite the long process, but well worth it once we were done, because then they could support more weight on the cable tray. So quite happy with that, the way that went. And as you can see, we have them all spaced along the ground as to which goes where, and picking them up and putting them in place. I wish I would have had a video of that, but I was operating the crane at the time, and you can't operate a crane and take pictures at the same time. It's just really difficult to do. Let's see here. Okay, good. Checking to see if everything's coming through okay. Not really, eh? Having a hard time? I don't know why. I don't know why Restream's having such a hard time. Yeah, woo, crane selfie, yeah. Yeah. As you can see, we've got everything ready to roll. Yeah, it was a good lesson on how to set things up like that. This is just a valve. We'll actually talk about this probably on the 25th, when my guest will be a instrumentation technician. He and I worked on that, and he can explain exactly what needed to be done there. This is just the control panel for the shredding machine. They called it the Dominator SE. And it shows you the amps it's running at right now. Without being loaded, it's 75 amps when it's running. And it's all like, it's not a touch screen. There's the buttons around it. It's hard to see them there, but there's the outline of one there. There. And so you just push those, and you can access anything you need to do. Open the door up, run the shredder, run it backwards, whatever you need to do to see what's going on with that machine. So that was pretty neat. They had it all push button like that. This is for filling up. Okay, this thing here that's covered in the insulation is a oil storage tank. And what we have here is 2 pumps. One pump grabs the material from a drum and pumps it into this holding tank. And the other pump grabs the material to send it out to a waste tank. So you've got your pump for fresh oil and you've got your pump for dirty oil. And this is how we organized it so you could fill the oil storage tanks in the engines of the generators without even cracking open a lid or anything like that. You just manipulated some valves, turned the pump on. You could fill the oil up in the crankcase. You could drain the oil in the crankcase. You could fill it up on the go. That was just awesome to be able to do that. Like you wouldn't even get your hands dirty. You just got to maintain a level, drain it, stop, fill it up with fresh stuff, and there you're good to go. Which one do you drink out of? Yeah. Well, I'd pick the soda pop one, not the oil one. But I heard that it would make a good laxative. Some of these, the additives might kill you, but the oil itself would probably make a good laxative. And you can see there's a lot of three-way valves here as well, so you got to make sure those are in the right spot. When you're getting ready to start the pump up, you always trace, you follow the inlet to the discharge, and you're like, okay, well, where's that going to go? Okay, where's that going to go? And that way you don't make any mistakes, because when you're the only guy there, you don't want to make any mistakes. Otherwise, there goes a $1 million engine up in flames. And I'm silly because I should have taken pictures of those engines. Those were awesome engines to turn the generators that we had. I think they were, what did he say, inline 16s or something like that. So there was 16 cylinder engine. And those were big and noisy. But they did an excellent job. All right, well, I want to say it's been fun. We're kind of getting close to the end of the time here. I really enjoyed having you guys along for the ride. I'm hoping to get a guest in for next week. We'll see how that works out. You know me, I'm always looking for people, for guests in the trade. So if you know anyone, send them my way. Tell them to shoot me a DM on Twitter. Get a hold of me. They can even leave me a message on YouTube. And I'd really like to talk to them if they are in the trades and they want to talk about theirs. I'm definitely all ears. And I'm sure you will be too. And we can always hope if they bring some pictures along, we can have a good old time. So, everybody, thanks a lot. People like Godzillionaire and Whoopa Troopa, Michael, anybody that was lurking, I really appreciate you coming out and supporting the old stream. Makes a guy feel good, And hey, DJ Ronnie G, nice water meter. Oh, those are pumps there, buddy. Pumps for oil. Yeah, please hit that like button. It helps me out a bit. Motorized valve? No, all of those are manual. So all the handles, all manual valves. You're just watching Freddy and Punkwaddle? Oh yeah. Yeah, I got to tune into some Punkwaddle too. I like his stuff. He does good content. Yeah, I appreciate everybody coming out. Oil pumps, you got her, DJ Ronnie G. That's oil pumps, all right. We can pump into a running engine or pump out of it. And you don't even have to get dirty. No buckets to use or anything like that. Just all use the pumps, fill things up, It works out really well. I know you have your choice of content out there, and I appreciate you coming to mine. But there's also other guys out there like Pacific 414 and Blaine from Blaine's Escape Corner. There's Ronan66 and DJ Ronnie G. There's Brandon the Anime Guy, the Nerdporeal Lifeform, Angry Canadian. There's Woopa Troopa, who appears on Dadman Walking, and Punkwaddle at Floral from Under a Rock, and he has his own channel now too. I got a Discord, it's called The Shop. It's where all the tradesmen hang out. So if you want, by all means, stop on by The Shop. I'm out there on Twitter, and once I get things sorted out, I'm going to stream on Rumble, and we'll see what I can do about Odyssey. Odyssey's kind of weird, but, Rumble. I need you guys' help, by the way. I'm putting the call out for some subscribers on Rumble. I got one. I just need 5 in order to do streaming. So if you guys could help me out, I'd really appreciate it. I'm going to put the word out on Twitter too. I usually don't like to beg and stuff like that, but I'd like to start streaming on from Rumble as well. Coming up Saturday, game stream. I want to finish the Minish. I want to take it to the Minish cap and get that taken care of. It's man, is it fun! Oh, it's all I can do to stop myself from playing it when I'm not on stream. So I don't want to ruin everything or get too far ahead without you guys watching. So I really like that game. I'm just kind of wondering what I should play next. Sunday's anime chat. No theme for this month, but what I am going to do, it's called Pop's Choice. Thanks to Woopa for helping me come up with that. And I'm going to talk about underappreciated anime that I've seen and that no one's talking about. So, see if I can give you guys any ideas and stuff to watch. And you guys can tell me ones that you think are underappreciated. Then we'll have an anime good time. Yeah, you do content, as does Punkwaddle. I know you do. I've seen your videos. And then swinging around again to next Tuesday, Trades Talk Tuesday. See what happens. We'll see if I have a guest or not. I'm hoping for one. But I hope to see you all there. Where we can sit down, have a good time, relax, chat about the skilled trades, chat about things we've seen and been a part of, have a look at some pictures, all that kind of good stuff. Things that are enjoyable. But until then, everyone, I really appreciate you coming out. This has been Pop, and I am signing off.